John, I have been thinking a lot about my life these days, and I feel like I am not really happy with where I am right now, because even though everything looks fine from the outside, inside I feel confused and lost. So I wanted to ask you if you have ever felt the same way in your life.
Yes, Emma, I completely understand what you are saying because there was a time in my life when I also felt stuck and unhappy, even though nothing was seriously wrong. And during that time, I kept asking myself what I was doing with my life and why I was not moving forward the way I wanted.
That is exactly how I feel right now, because every day feels the same to me. And even though I have dreams and hopes in my mind, I do not take real actions to achieve them. So I feel like I am slowly wasting my time without making any real progress.
I think the main reason for that feeling is not that you are lazy or weak, but because you do not have a clear plan or a strong reason that pushes you to move forward. Because when your reason is strong, your actions will naturally follow.
That makes sense. But sometimes I feel like even if I make a plan, I do not have enough motivation to follow it every day. Because after a few days, I lose my energy and go back to my old habits.
That happens to many people, but what you need to understand is that motivation is not something that stays with you all the time. And that is why discipline is much more important than motivation. Because discipline helps you continue even when you do not feel like doing anything.
I have heard people talk about discipline many times, but I still do not clearly understand how to build it in my daily life, especially when I feel tired or distracted by small things.
The best way to build discipline is by starting with very small actions that are easy to repeat every day. Because when you start small, your mind does not feel pressure. And slowly, those small actions become strong habits that shape your life.
So you are saying that I should not try to change everything at once, but instead I should focus on small improvements that I can do every day without feeling overwhelmed.
Yes, exactly. Because when you try to do too many things at once, you feel stressed and give up quickly. But when you focus on one or two small habits, you can stay consistent and see real progress over time.
I think one of my biggest problems is that I compare myself with other people, especially when I see their success on social media, and that makes me feel like I am not good enough.
That is a very common problem, but you need to remember that social media only shows the best moments of people's lives, not their struggles, failures, or hard work behind the scenes. So comparing your real life with their highlights is not fair to yourself.
Yes, when you say it like that, I realize that I am judging myself too harshly without understanding the full picture of others.
Instead of comparing yourself with others, you should compare yourself with your past self, because the real goal is to become better than who you were yesterday, not to become someone else.
That idea feels much more peaceful because it allows me to focus on my own journey instead of worrying about others.
Exactly. And when you focus on your own growth, you start to feel more confident and in control of your life because you are moving at your own pace.
John, I also feel afraid sometimes because I worry about failing and making mistakes, so I avoid trying new things.
Fear is something that everyone feels, but the difference between successful people and others is that they take action even when they feel afraid, because they understand that failure is a part of learning and growth.
So you mean that I should not wait until I feel ready or confident, but I should start even if I feel scared?
Yes, because confidence does not come before action, It comes after action. So the more you try, the more confident you become over time.
I really like that idea because I always thought I needed confidence first before starting something new.
Many people think like that, but the truth is that action creates confidence, and not the other way around.
John, can you tell me what was the turning point in your life when you decided to change everything?
The turning point in my life came when I realized that I was responsible for my own future, and that no one else was going to come and change my life for me. So if I wanted a better life, I had to take responsibility and start changing my daily habits.
That sounds like a powerful realization because it puts all the control back into your own hands.
Yes. And from that moment, I stopped blaming others and started focusing on what I could do every single day to improve my life little by little.
Did you see results quickly, or did it take a long time to notice changes?
It definitely took time because real change does not happen overnight. But as I stayed consistent with my habits, I slowly started to see improvements in my mindset, my energy, and my confidence.
I think I understand now that patience is also very important in this journey.
Yes, patience and consistency are the most important things because without them, even the best plans will fail.
Thank you, John. Because after talking to you, I feel like I finally understand what I need to do, and I feel more hopeful about my future.
I am really happy to hear that, Emma. And I believe that if you start today and stay consistent, you can completely change your life step by step.
From today, I will focus on small daily actions, avoid comparing myself with others, and try to stay consistent even when it feels difficult.
That is a great decision. And remember that this is a long journey. So do not rush and do not give up. Because every small step you take is bringing you closer to the life you want.
Thank you for guiding me, John, because this conversation has truly changed the way I think about my life.
You are always welcome, Emma. And I am sure that one day you will look back and feel proud of the person you have become.